Smokin Joe dances in the car park, feeling the rhythm to the music in his head and the sound of the jukebox thudding from the pub. And the boys in the band who are packing away think, "Look at that old geezer gonged off his head," and they laugh. And Smokin Joe smiles at them, missing a tooth, meant to have it fixed but seemed to forget, and he says, "Good gig, lads." And he sounds like he means it. So the boys drop their cool and say, "Yeah, it was." And Joe says, "I am a drummer." And the boys think, right as if. From the pub come Joe's cronies, drink-weathered, leathered lads, hair going or just going grey, still wearing the waistcoats and the washed-out jeans, and they cackle like biddies and take Joe's arm. "Famous drummer this, boys," they say with a wink. And Joe smiles and remembers music, soft in his hand, cupped and precious like a little bird, like a thistledown, caught in the breath of the wind. He remembers it pouring song after song from the drums he played, from the beautiful guitars and the singing that filled his throat. And the gigs, with the lights hotter than stars, and the drink and the girls with their warm winning ways, and the other men all smoking and saying, Smokin Joe never smokes," and him laughing and opening another bottle of wine while the music wrapped him in joy. And the road unfurling like a turned-up banner, rolling away through the world, and the tour bus comrades, shield brothers, soldiers, all for one and all smashed out of their brains, and the music, soft in his hand, singing in his blood like a wild old hymn, and him called pure and fine. And he smiles, remembering, and standing unsteady, while his mates say the name of the big old band that Smokin Joe rode like a Mustang. And the young lads say, "Why'd you stop playing music then, fella?" And it gets cold suddenly, and Joe shakes his head, still shaggy and fair. I got sick, man. Got married. Had some bairns. Hey, it's a hard life on the road, boys. But they don't understand. And he doesn't either. Because the music is still in him, passionate and wild. But his hand isn't apt to the sticks or the fretboard, and it doesn't beat in his heart quite true. And he smiles and waves as he gets put in the car by his mates, who drink and tell stories of his days of glory, feeding from the scraps of Smokin Joe's legend in an arsent town, far from the bright lights, far from the music that he held so soft in his hand. And the lads in the young band load their equipment, forgetting the drunk guy swaying in the car park, only remembering the rush of the gig. And they drive away just as Joe gets driven, and they pass, but they do not wave. They do not wave, and glory beckons them. And soon after that, in the pub where he drinks, Smokin Joe dies. But the music was in him. Wild and savage to the end, boys. Wild and savage to the end.